Again, frustrating. Thought we really competed hard enough to win the game. And obviously Cornell's an excellent offensive team. I mean, they just put so much pressure on you with their transition, with their shooting, with their spacing. They're a really hard guard. They average almost 84 points a game. I thought for large stretches of the first half we did a really good job. And then, kind of the first 4 minutes of the second half, they went on a 13-4 run there. I think that was really the difference in the game. And we had 5 turnovers in that stretch. It's just led to layups, and then they were able to kind of take control. But I was proud of the fight that we had. It just hurts because, it was there for us to be able to try to get, and we weren't able to take it.
We talked last game. That first 20 minutes was not the best of the season. It seemed like today you guys had a much better first 20, especially matching Cornell's intensity.
Well, I mean, I think they obviously we made some shots. We made shots, and we still sometimes get a little bit affected by makes or misses versus staying consistent in the things that help you win. It's like they got us in a couple early transition baskets, and I thought we really kind of settled in and not allowed them for the remainder of the half. I thought there was good energy. I thought we got a lot of contributions from a lot of guys. But I think they wore us down a little bit with some of their pressure and some of their pace. And in the second half, they were able to just get some runouts. I mean, even off made baskets, they were able to get some runouts. And again, you got to be able to play every possession. And we just talked about in there, having the mindset that if I'm the guy that breaks down or I don't do my job, this could be the difference in the game. We've played so many games this year already that have been basically 1 or 2 possession games. And it's how many we go back and look at, oh, if we would have made this layup, oh, if I just would have communicated here, oh, if I would have sprinted back here, and all of a sudden you start going O's, and there's 12 of them. And obviously it's not a game of perfection. Just make 6 of those. Just make 6 of them, and we might save ourselves 6 points. Or we might get 6 more points because we get shots on the rim. You know what I mean? It's just that's where it gets to be frustrating, and it's we kind of have a little bit of the mindset of well, that was only my first mistake. Well, okay, then there was only his first mistake, then his first mistake, then his first mistake, and then all of a sudden we got a lot of mistakes. Instead of I can't be the guy that breaks down. And I think we've got to kind of have a little bit of a mindset shift in some aspects to be able to be more, to be better and win.
Part of that obviously is coming out in the beginning of the second half, right?
Yeah, just even in the first play of the second half, we're trying to get the ball inside the staff, and we eventually got it there, but Justice is kicking the ball to the wing. It's dude, did we just black out at halftime, and now we're and that's that mental engagement is the thing that we're just not fully grasping. That mental engagement, that being locked in for the 2 hours, the duration of the game. You don't get a chance to warm up. The game is live, and you've got to be engaged mentally as much as anything else. Because again, I thought we gave the effort that was necessary to beat Cornell, but we just have too many times where one guy breaks down or one guy doesn't handle his responsibilities.
How much of that being worn down is their substitution pattern? They brought 5 guys in sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. But I think if you look at the numbers, Marquise played 28 minutes. That's less than he usually plays. TJ got 31, Jackson 22. We got some good contributions from Alvaro and Chris and Alfredo. They gave us all double-digit minutes basically. So I thought we were able to manage with some shorter rotations, a little bit of the tempo. Again, we had a couple stretches where we had some subs in and we had some breakdowns defensively. And then I thought that down those last 5-6 minutes, we had some breakdowns by some guys that are some heavy minute guys for us.
Did you have to adjust your substitution pattern too?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we shortened some of the rotations a little bit. You could see because of the pace, guys were a little bit fatigued, maybe a little bit earlier than they typically would be. So we were trying to get guys some quick blows, trying to use the medias to be able to give them a little bit of extra rest, maybe prior to a media or right after a media, and then kind of get them right back in.
Coach, how did you feel about your transition game? They were a team that put on the high press, and then early on you had to burn a timeout or 2. How did you think your players did with that? Was it some decision making on your team side, or was it just they were good at the high press?
I mean, I think a lot of our turnovers weren't even against the press. A lot of them were, I mean, we had a handful, but out of the 18 we had, a lot of them were, in the half court, and that's sometimes the value of a press. Some of the frustrating things is just like getting organized in our press break, Jackson using a timeout when he can run the baseline and somebody's wide open. Like, it's just, again, that's the mental engagement. Like, what are my responsibilities? I'm now the inbounder. What can I do? Like, we can't have a rules ed class, like, on October 1st and remind them that the ball goes in the basket, you can run the baseline. Those are some things that we should inherently know at this point in time. So, it's, again, some of the pressure kind of wears you down, makes you do some things that aren't always, the best. But, I thought we handled the full court piece of it well. I thought we didn't do as good a job handling the half court side of it, of being able to just kind of settle in and then be able to continue to create offense as the game went on.
Your team has been relatively good at the free throw line this year, but not so much tonight. 12 misses. TJ had 4 misses on both of those, getting fouled beyond the arc. Just talk about, especially in this 5-point game, talk about, that effort from the line.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It's something we've done well all year, and then to go to the line and miss 12 of them, in a 2-possession game, it crushes you, and on game days we have our guys make 100 free throws, and guys come in and they get their free throws in, and so when they go to the line and you go 11 for 23, it just is a killer, and then they go 20 for 22, right? So there's a 9-point swing there just at the free throw line alone, and those are heartbreaking plays. You get, Alvaro gets a great rebound and shot clock's winding down. It's like, man, we had nothing going, and now we're going to be able to pull some points out of this, and you go 0 for 2, and JC gets fouled late, goes 1 for 2, so we can't really tie the game there. Those are just, you got to get every point you can get. You got to get every point you can get. We need every point we can get, especially when you're playing a team as offensively talented and capable as Cornell. And not only, a couple, we'll go back to this because this happens to us all the time too, is, some of our rim finishing, just missing some layups. Like, they don't miss anything. They shoot 66% at the rim. We shoot like 50% at the rim. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to be, you got to be able to finish at the rim. And, they had 50 points in the paint, and a lot of them were layups. So, we got to continue to get better.
When a team does go on a run like that, how do you guys were able to tie it late, but ultimately didn't get the job? How do you get your players still to be engaged when a team like that does go on a run?
I think we have to just keep coaching, keep giving them the right information, keep trying to communicate the right stuff, keep challenging them to raise their level. Maybe go into a rotation. Again, just trying to get the right pieces out there that are going to be able to compete and execute.
You had a pretty busy week with 3 games in 6 days. Now you have a few days off before you get into conference play. What have you learned over this stretch as you get ready to go into that action?
We got a long way to go still. That we're still not grasping the importance of every possession. We're still not committed on the defensive side. Again, I thought our effort today might have been our closest 40-minute effort to what we need. But we got to keep getting better. That's what we've learned. We got to continue to get better. We got to continue to work. We got to continue to stay together, because we got to be able to figure out how to be